Hi guys, this is simslisgames from Brazil. In one of my recent videos, I talked about safe corruption issues and the overwhelming updates happening in the game. Today I'm bringing you a different kind of video. I want to chat with you about updates and improvements I would really love to see in The Sims 4. So let's dream a little together, shall we?
simslisgames.
Let's talk about structural changes to the game. We've reached a point in the game where I feel like real improvement will only come with a massive update, changing the game's entire programming structure. It's sad to say, but I'd rather lose a save file and know that some mods might need a big update if it meant to fix a lot of things that still breaks the game, and that won't be fixed just by adding DLC. We're already losing stuff every day with every update, so let's make it something definitive that will let us play with dignity again, or maybe even release a version 2 of The Sims 4 with all these structural changes and keep the current version for people who wants to play with their old saves, kind of like what's happened with The Sims 2, where there are multiple versions out there, one without the IKEA pack. The Sims 4 will never be an open world game, but I'd love it if a major structural change could at least open up neighborhoods and remove loading screens within those areas. It will also be amazing to be able to customize worlds somehow, or at least have a plus button in the world menu to create your new world from scratch, like we used to in older Sims games. I'd love if we could have built-in G-shade like filters in the game as well to pick the visual vibe we want. I know I'm just dreaming here. They've recently started reintroducing lot types, which is great. I know we can now create more with hobbies and business, but if you want the Move Hangout pack, for example, and not the relevant expansion, it sucks not to have a specific lot type for it. We want a movie theater lot type. Not having a cemetery was annoying too, but they added it with the Life and Death expansion pack. Still, we're missing more personalized slot types. I wish there was more, and there are great mods for that, but I want to see them in the game. Whenever I play in older worlds with rivers or oceans, I get frustrated that swimming and water features started with island living, so the older pack sucks in that aspect. We later saw it in My Wedding Stories with Tartosa and Henforon Bagley and other packs, but I wish they go back and update Get Together with Windenburg, Brindleton Bay, etc. Also, it'd be so nice if they updated Newcrest and invited simmers to build homes there, so it's not that sad. It's an empty world that always feels like you have to fill in everything yourself, so it's kind of tiring. And talking about worlds, am I the only one starting to feel overwhelmed by the number of worlds? Some are so small, and for rent seemed like it was going to make things more interesting, but with the safe corruption issues from that pack, it's super concerning. It's way past time to go back and fix bugs in older packs, especially for rent, because it's causing items to disappear from players' games, so that should be a top priority. But also Dine Out, My Wedding Stories, and other packs that don't even function properly anymore, and honestly these packs should be temporarily removed from the store until they're fixed. It's not fair to the players who don't know about these issues. There are also build bugs I wish they fixed, like circular walls, stair railings, roof trims poking through walls. I saw a tweet the other day about a rain bug where it rains inside houses even with the roof, and I noticed while recording my medieval wedding lot video, but didn't realize it was a real bug. Aside from all that, I'd love to see more electronic objects. It really feels limited by this point. Maybe bring back the mini microscope idea that was once up for a vote. Plants, bushes, and rocks could use updates too, so we don't always have to go into debug mode. Regarding objects, I'd also like to see additions in toys and items for children, more options for pets, which I feel are already a bit overused, plus more functional curtains and rugs. I feel like there's a lot of room for improvement in the building area, but there's a lot of things. In cast, there are still things I'd like to see. Unlike most people, I actually like EA's eyelashes, even though I know that custom ones are more realistic and prettier. The updates that let us copy outfits, makeup, and hairstyles across outfits were huge, and the tattoo update was amazing too. They should use the same tattoo systems for skins and accessories so they can be layered. Piercings and earrings, I think it would really help if that was split as well. Traits feel overused after 11 years of this game. I know they've tried adding more overtime and during reward events, but I miss traits and aspirations that focus on hobbies and things we don't expect. They should expand the activity session as well for Sims with hobbies. Right now it's still missing stuff. Now, this one is a big deal for me. I'd really love the option to have more than 8 Sims in a household. I know it affects performance, but it could be offered as an option, like how they let us increase the 200 Sim cap per save or turn off neighborhood stories, which never worked well for me anyway. Or at the very least, pets shouldn't count toward the 8 Sim limit. That will make a huge difference already. So yeah, lots of structural things that need changing, but one thing I sincerely want is improvements to the EA app. It's such a bad user experience. The app crashes constantly, shuts down randomly. Origin used to make it easier to play offline and ignore updates, but we were forced to leave. Now there are days the app goes offline and I literally can't open the game. That makes no sense. Let's talk gameplay. We need more of it. I'm getting kind of tired of them only updating cast and build mode. I love both and I want more of them, but it feels like gameplay has been neglected. I remember how exciting it used to be to get a new expansion with new systems and careers and weird features we'd loved. I miss that excitement. The last pack that felt even remotely like the old Sims games was Life and Death, but the current programming makes everything feel so bland and repetitive. I don't think they should have given up on gameplay kits. I know Buzz the Dust was a disaster, but I'm imagining a completely overhaul in this situation. They could even collaborate with mod creators to build these gameplay kits. Stuff like First Impressions by Lumpino. It's simple but adds a special layer to relationships, more traits too. I'd love to see that kind of thing in the game. Now, NPCs. NPCs also need to be included in the massive update I mentioned earlier. They're buggy, often frozen in one spot. People walk into your house uninvited. Services like butlers, maids, and nannies should be more accurate. Baristas and shopkeepers should work better and actually show up. Also make the worlds feel more alive with NPCs. It's depressing how full the trailers are with Sims, but then in game, it's empty except for Judith. She's everywhere. The pier amusement park area in Copperdale, it's so sad. It's where things should be hanging out, but there's no one there. So many areas feel abandoned and it ruins the immersion. I'd also love to see more collectibles in the game. There are a lot of collections, but some worlds don't even have rocks or dig spots. It would be great if that were updated too. And of course, I love to see things like bands, new musical instruments. I'm a musician and I have a band, so I would really love to see that in the game. New dances as well. Everyone wants a ballet and salsa or other things that amplify a little the the game itself. Maybe deeper skill systems like we have with Fame and Occult Sims, like a tree. I'm still hoping for some more futuristic content and more love for aliens, please. And don't even get me started on hotels. We've all been waiting for them. The game feels kind of incomplete without them. Now, when it comes to transportation, I know one of the biggest requests is for cars to return. They've dropped hints that this might happen eventually, but there's a lot of uncertainty about how it will work in a game like Sims 4 that wasn't built for it. I'm guessing they'd create a dedicated pack with a new world designed around driving, kind of like how the horse pack has wider spaces for riding, but we still want cars to be usable in other worlds. Sure, not all worlds would make sense for cars, like the majority of Windenburg, but many are more metropolitan or have dirt roads where it totally work. Call an Uber, perhaps, it will be cool. In city living, it'd be awesome to have functional garages for apartments or even add street parking near the buildings. Maybe even charge parking fees. That'd be cool. A new lot type just born, the parking lot. I'd also love to see other forms of transportation like boats, trains, ferries, planes, helicopters, something that could be added in bigger worlds. I know I'm probably dreaming too big here, but there are already mods that do this kind of things. Also, I'd be thankful if we could disable the background traffic animations, like cars driving past in the distance, for those of us who want historical gameplay without modern touches. So yeah, lots to think about. I also want to talk about improvements to the in-game phone, just tiny ones. Looking at the Sims phone, not much bothers me, but it would be cool if we could customize the phone UI, like making it look rustic instead of modern. Also, I think the buy gifts section is super limited. They should expand that as well. And combining trendy with the shopping tab will streamline the interface. It's probably time we had more diverse poses for selfies, camera shots, and group photos too. We've had some additions, but they could do so much more, especially for storytelling and screenshots. And please make Sims stop pulling out their phones autonomously. It totally breaks immersion in slower paced gameplays. Another important topic I wanted to include is about gender neutrality. I know The Sims has worked hard to stay gender neutral and inclusive in recent years, and I love the representation, but not every language makes that easy. In Brazilian Portuguese, for example, gender is deeply embedded in the language. I know some countries already have cast tools to personalize these features, but here in Brazil, we still don't have anything like that. I always figured we'd be one of the last to receive it, but honestly, it's being talked about for so long and we haven't heard anything new. Even if we can have strict drop-down options, it'd be great if people could just type in their own identifiers. That will already open up so many possibilities for players who want to feel seen in the game. So that's it, guys. These are just some of the ideas I'd love to see in The Sims 4. Some more realistic than others, but all shared with love from someone who plays this game for years and who's been following the community struggles online, and I'm struggling myself as well. Now I want to hear from you. What would you change or add to the game? Leave a comment down below. Subscribe for updates on my next videos, and if you didn't know, I'm building a medieval save file that's looking amazing and will be released this year. You can also follow updates on that here on my channel. So that's it. I'm simslisgames from Brazil. Sul.